Hey there, Barry here with a game room tour. I've been wanting to do one of these for a while, and I always seem to put it off because I always have something new that's coming in the mail, and I figure, might as well wait until I get it before I show my stuff off. But enough putting it off, time to walk around and point at things. On the back of the door, when you come in, we have a Larry David Curb Your Enthusiasm poster that I found on the train one time. It was technically on the ground, so it's not stealing, it's finding. Here are some of my DVDs. This is basically stuff that I couldn't fit on the shelves over there. Thank God for Netflix, because I haven't really been buying a lot of DVDs outside of, crazy stuff like Angry Video Game Nerd. I've got my Universal Monster movies here. These are really great. I mean, they're DVD, but there's a lot of movies on these that you can't get on Blu-ray. I know they have a Blu-ray collection, but definitely pick these up. They are going up in price. Some of these are about $40-50 now, but if you can get them for $20, definitely worth it. We also have some of the early Riff Tracks releases with Mike Nelson only commentary. Got some great films here from Ed Wood, Tintin, animated Tintin series, and then just kind of movies that I've picked up over the years on DVD. A lot of these I don't really watch anymore because Blu-rays kind of spoiled me. I can still enjoy comedies on DVD, but like when it comes to something like an action film like Kung Fu Hustle, really visual stuff like that, I can't really get into the DVD anymore. It's too low res for me. We finally have Sky Captain. Why do I own that? So, yeah, A to Z. Next to it, again, more overflow because I ran out of room. We have my old Genesis holder. I got this thing back in 1991, I'd say, and it's made to hold, I think, like probably NES and SNES, really anything that was out at the time. In the top, you can fit, looks like you could probably fit a Genesis in here. Right now, I've just been putting random things in here, like my Nomad. Got a gun. Got, this is great, the Eliminator in the hot pink 90s, so I can clean my Sega Genesis in style. Actually haven't used this. There's still liquid in it. That's kind of nasty. Also got my Game Genie code books, which are kind of rendered unnecessary with the internet, but it's still better to turn to those than go onto websites. And back here, I don't really know what this is for. I guess it's so you can coil cables up. I've been storing a lot of my extra cables in there. I also got Never Lose This. It's the bits that come from the bottom of the Model 1 Genesis. I actually didn't know those were in there, so it's good to know that's in there. Down below in the drawers, I've been storing my Genesis games. You can fit a lot of them in here. You can see. A lot of these I actually picked up when I was a kid. I haven't really added to my Genesis library all that much, outside of a few like Alien Storms New, Crackdown, Flashback, and by new I mean I probably picked them up over the past few years. Marble Madness, so NBA Jam, I don't know when I got that. And then of course, the Sonic games. I also got Space Harrier 2, I picked that up recently, since I've been on a big Space Harrier kick. Some of these I'm surprised by how expensive they become. Like this one, goddamn, it's expensive now. Glad I got it when I was a kid. Pure Solar. You can get one of these, get your hands on it. I think they have orders open right now for more. And it's also come to Dreamcast. Got a big ugly couch that I got for a couple, like $15 at a thrift shop, and the Sonic blanket, which I drape myself in every night. Oh, Sonic. Not really, but these are old bed sheets that my mom turned into a blanket. How nice of her. So now we got that hanging over here. Also got some posters, or I should say I have some posters. I haven't really swapped these out in a long time. I do have a lot of posters, but guess I got lazy, or I just like the Star Wars 75th anniversary. I got this one from a screening of the Clone Wars Savage Press episodes. That was pretty cool. And over here in the corner, we got all the Sonic stuff. This was actually a gift from Francesca Reyes, of the former editor-in-chief of the official Xbox magazine. She also worked on official Dreamcast magazine, so that was really cool of her to send that over. We also have the Dreamcast collection vinyl record, which I got in a cool frame that you can pick up at places like thrift shops, or not thrift shops. Who really cares about frames? We also have, and then we have some Sonic Adventure era action figures, Big Sonic and Little Sonic. Weird choice for hands. Never really knew. I guess he's like pointing upwards to the Jazzwares figures, and they don't make these anymore, and thank God they don't, because I'm kind of done collecting them. I've ran out of room, and I don't know, I'm 30 years old. Should I really have this many Sonic figures? Oh wait, I have more. Yeah. Here's the Jazzwares Sonic Generation statue. This thing's kind of crappy because they'll melt in the heat. Thank God I kept the little plastic things from the box because those keep them up. I'll show an example of another melting figure from Jazzwares coming up. Now on the top here we have, these are really cool. I can't remember who made those. I feel like First 4 Figures might have been selling them, but I think Jazzwares has also sold them. But they're really cool, and they're a good price. Sonic Energy Drink, emptied so it doesn't explode. I got 3 metal Sonics. My old plushes from when I was a kid. I don't sleep with those anymore. And then these are Sonic 4 Genesis cases that I made a while ago. Put them up on the internet, and they gained a little notoriety. I know Aaron Weber liked them, and Sonic Retro shared a link to download them before SEGAbits even joined up with them, so maybe that was the genesis of everything. Let's switch over here. Got more Sonic stuff. This one, as mentioned, he was melting in the heat forwards, so I bent him backwards with some tape, and I removed the tape, and now he's stuck leaning backwards, which looks a little, now he's like, hey, what are you doing? Hey! Before he was kind of like, he looked depressed, like Charlie Brown or something. And then here's the Tails and the Sonic. These were all sold separately. Again, they're really cool. They kind of screwed up Sonic's paint there. Anyway, got some pins. This is a legit one from the 10th anniversary. This is one from a magazine. I mean, they're both legit, but this one's really not worth anything. And picked this up at a Sonic-themed art show, Sonic the Hedgehog art show in Philadelphia. They were selling prints. And then this one is the, God, what are they called? Nendoroid? It's Sonic. And it's a pretty cool figure. They were a little expensive at the time, probably just went up in price since then. And I made this fun little Sonic 4 pattern for the ledge, so it looks like he's trapped in the Green Hill Zone, or whatever, Splash Hill Zone. Here we have some Sonic comic art. There's actually about 4 or 5 behind there too. Picked these up back in the day at a comic book convention for a fair price. Now you're gonna have to pay a lot more for that. But this is a cool one. This is when he gets his, I want to say 1 millionth ring, some milestone. So it's pretty cool. You don't really get to see Robotnik riding around in his wrecking ball that often. So it's a neat find. And I got the, I believe this is the inker, the guy who inked it. And moving on, the top floor we have the Mystery Science Theater DVDs. Got all of them except for Volume 9, which went out of print very quickly, and Volume 10.1, which also went out of print because they screwed up with the Godzilla release that they shouldn't have put out. But yeah, this is all of them from the individuals behind there all the way through to the latest release in the movie. And actually next week the next volume's coming out. So they keep releasing these at a steady rate of about 3 a year, so I'm running out of space. I can only buy 2 more, then I'll have to stop. No. And then down here we have some books, lots of gaming books and comic books. Got, these are great, the Spy vs. Spy books. Collect them all. They have a hardcover now, I think that combines the two, but it's a lot cheaper to get the two separate. Plus you can read all of the original ones, and then you can read all the ones from other artists here. Not Enough Rings, this is a Kickstarter book that is not available anywhere else, I think because Sega didn't like the fact that they were selling it to begin with. Here we have, these are pretty cool, from Famitsu, Sega Arcade History and Console History. I don't know why I take them out, because I'm working with one hand here. History of Sonic book. I also have the French edition. Down below, I've actually, a lot of my overflow has gone behind here, so there are some more books back there, and actually there are things behind every single shelf here, unseen. This is a great book too if you haven't picked it up, Sega Arcade Classics. I also have some art books here. The early Sonic one, this actually came out, I think, before Sonic 3 even released, so it's a pretty early art book. Got a great Capcom one too, lots of Dreamcast era stuff in there, and earlier. And then anime books, and other things, Gorillas, Mighty Boosh. This is great. Urkel's Sticker Fun, Correctoroonie, worth about $10,000, and I actually got it for a couple bucks on eBay. I don't know why I bought that. And then, yeah, down here is a lot of Simpsons stuff. There are more Simpsons books that I need to catch up on. I'm about 5 behind on the comic releases here, but as you can see, I've kind of ran out of room, so I've stopped buying them. It's not like they're going anywhere. This is great, the Simpsons World Episode Guide book. Used to be worth a bunch of money, now you can get them for super cheap. And then we have, what's this? Springfield City Guide, if you ever want to go to Springfield. Here are most of my 90s era Sonic things. I tend not to put anything modern in here outside of a few pieces, but these are mostly things I got as a kid. Can't think of anything. Some of these were gifts from people. I know someone sent me that. Temporary tattoos. I don't think there are any tattoos inside, but it's the outer packaging. This cool Sonic watch. This Sonic and Knuckles watch was actually a freebie included with some other auction that I bought. Didn't even ask for it. And then Sonic Underground Knuckles, which looks pretty cool. And then the creepiest Knuckles you can ever put on your shelf. Wall-eyed Knuckles. I don't know why any kid would ever want that. And then down below we have some Star Wars books, a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. This is the first film, this is George Lucas in general, and this is the Clone Wars series. This is a great book. The Star Wars poster book, but with the 7th movie coming out now, it's not complete. Nothing is complete. Some of the Marvel Star Wars books and behind-the-scenes books for things like theme park rides, James Bond, Sherlock, HP, and then we got the Sonic 20th Anniversary magazine that came out, and that's actually where the pin came from. And this is a pretty cool release. It's a lot of their older, who is this? Game Master's earlier stuff that they released, repackaged into a giant magazine. It's not incredibly accurate, and they kind of stole some fan art, but whatever. We got some games down here. GameCube, Wii, you can see them, Wii U. And then all of my DS and 3DS stuff's back there. So again, more proof that I need a bigger room. Down here we have PlayStation, PlayStation 2, and as you can tell, I don't own a PlayStation 3, so that's where that stops. And some of my favorite PlayStation games are the Wipeout games. Also, I'm a big fan of Tenchu. The later ones weren't as good, but the early ones, especially Tenchu 2 with the level editor, is really cool. Got a lot of games, Sega, some Sega, whereas Sega Classics is worth checking out. Shadow of Colossus, which I spent forever trying to find, and then when I bought it, I never played it. That's smart of me. Moving to the top. Kids in the Hall. These are basically like, the way I categorize things are kind of weird, but it makes sense in my mind. These are live action comedy. So I've got Kids in the Hall, which is a nice transition to News Radio, which featured David Foley. And then Conan, Mad TV. I started getting the season sets, then I kind of stopped because I realized I was never watching them. And also Hulu's really kind of stopped my collecting on a lot of these shows. Always Sunny. This is a great release. TV Funhouse. This is a good one too, the SNL sketches from TV Funhouse. But yeah, I kind of stopped collecting Chappelle's Show, and I own one too many Tom Green DVDs, please forgive me. Got some overflow up here. We have the Classic Game Room documentary, which is a half documentary, half collection of the classic episodes of the show. It's definitely worth getting. And then there's Keith Apocary's DVD, which I got him to sign when I saw him at Too Many Games last year. Nice guy. And then down here we have animated comedy, which this is basically all Adult Swim stuff. Space Ghost is an incredibly difficult series to collect for, mainly because they stopped at whatever this season is, and they only released the remaining episodes on their Make Your Own DVD thing, which has since gone offline. And they never even warned people, so it's not like, hey, we want to make some more money, so if you guys want to jump on and make your final Space Ghost DVDs, now the time. No, they didn't even warn people, so that kind of sucks, but I got them all. These are some more of the episodes that, like the, what is that, Xticles from Frisky Dingo. Brack Show, Aqua Teen. Basically all the shows up till Venture Brothers. I kind of stopped collecting after that. Eagle Heart's a good show. Tim and Eric stuff, Neil Hamburger's DVDs, these are funny. And then we got The Simpsons, which I can't get to without knocking a whole bunch of figures over. I figure it's valuable display space, and I'm not really reaching for Simpsons DVDs as often as I should be, so it works out. Got the first, what is this, 16 seasons, 17's coming out in December. The movie, Futurama, those seasons. Home Movies, great series. And then The Clown that protects my Howard the Duck DVD. Then I have, this is not mine. I'm borrowing this from someone, but I figured, hey, if you're going to have it in your house, you might as well display it with pride. Panzer Dragoon Saga, and next to it is my copy of Burning Rangers, which is in mint condition. We got the Back to the Future Lego set and Young Han Solo, and this is legit sand from Tunisia, from the Lars homestead. It's worth whatever sand is worth. And then behind here we have a lot of the basically all Lucasfilm stuff back here. Indiana Jones stuff, Star Wars, Clone Wars, the animated stuff, and I probably have more Star Wars DVDs that aren't the movies than the movies themselves. The Lego specials, some fan-made documentaries, Robot Chicken stuff. I got some Spielberg and I guess just other general series on Blu-ray back here. Home Alone. And let's see, got some Simpsons fictional drinks made reality, though this isn't real beer. And they're empty. In fact, if you ever want to empty out a can, make a hole in the top here. You don't have to make a hole in the bottom. See, you learned something. And Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter, which take up way too much space, but they are cool releases. They're Blu-ray, got a bunch of freebies, not freebies, you're paying for it. Lots of little trinkets inside and stuff. Those are cool if you like the movies. Which I clearly do, because I put aside over a shelf just for 7 movies. 8 movies, technically. And no love for Marvel. It's not that I hate them, it's just that I own the DVDs, but I don't watch them because, like I mentioned, kind of sucks watching DVD versions of superhero movies when it's mostly about the effects. Yeah, story too. But I am a big fan of the X-Men movies, even the ones... Actually, no, I hate the ones. I hate this one. This is a piece of shit. I also hate the third one. But if they're gonna bundle it with the other two movies, which I do enjoy, then I guess I'm forced to watch them. Got the Spider-Man trilogy here. This is a great release. The Nolan trilogy. Got a lot of crap in there. It's a big box again for 3 movies. But this one, you have over 20 movies, and look at how little space it takes up. Isn't that great? The Bond 50. So, this is probably the coolest box set in a while. Down here we have Pixar. And I have all of the movies on Blu-ray except for Incredibles. And I'll be honest, I'm not really a big fan of Cars 2 or Brave or Monsters University, but it seems like they always drop really low in price on Cyber Monday. You can get them for like $8. So, this is a great movie. Probably the greatest movie ever made, DuckTales. We got some random Disney films. Not exactly random, I should stop saying that, because I clearly made a decision to purchase these ones. Though I didn't buy this, someone gave me that. Roger Rabbit, next to Wreck-It Ralph, I thought that was fitting. I have the Miyazaki movies, these are all the ones Disney has released. And then I'm hoping they release these on Blu-ray pretty soon, because like with action movies, I can't really watch animation on DVD anymore after seeing how good these things look. Got the Muppets, a bunch of animated Sonic, and some British comedy here. So there's a method to my madness. Down here, we descend into Blu-ray territory. Also, I guess, directors. These are all Wes Anderson. These are Paul Thomas Anderson. And we have movies in alphabetical order. This is a cool release, the Ninja Turtles. Again, it's a big box for 3 movies, but it's kind of neat. They have the little hat re-release of the movie novelization, or I guess comic adaptation, and some cards. And it looks like pizza. And when you take them out, they leave grease stains. I think they do. I don't know. Maybe they don't. And then we have horror. So the Chucky franchise, Friday the 13th, which is actually 2 releases. I forgot I own this. Friday the 13th documentary. And then the Saw films. Kids love Saw. Down below we have Nightmare on Elm Street, which is a huge box, but it's a cool collection. It's on Blu-ray now, but I haven't upgraded. And then we have just straight up horror. We have older stuff, and then it gets into the full moon releases. Now, these movies are pretty much shit, but I was on a big collecting kick at the time, and they're not that expensive. It's like $5 to $7 per movie, if less than that. Puppet Master is good, especially the Blu-ray trilogy that they've released of the first 3, which I think are the only ones really worth watching. And then we have Trancers, which is another great series. The first one, again, is probably the one you should check out. Leprechaun. What's this? Dolly Dearest, Ghoulies. I don't know what this is. Full Moon soundtrack. So, yeah, horror at the bottom. I figure they're crappy movies, so they figure they belong on the bottom shelf. Now we're moving into video games. At the top here we have my Sega CD games, alphabetical order, as they should be. I have Echo guarding them, or maybe he died since he's not in water. Let's see. Have Saturn games down here, protected by Bug, as well as, who the hell is that? No, that's AJ's My Life with Sega VCD release that I helped him make, or I helped on the packaging at least. I have a Sega business card, which for an employee who no longer works there, and a Sega visitor card, which I obtained when I visited Sega. I figured I might as well leave with something, and I hope they're okay with that. I'm not going to come in wearing it. I'm not even going to write on it or peel it off. Down here we have some more Saturn games as well. Saturn games. Deep Fear is well worth getting. Really the way I collect is if I can get the Japanese version for cheaper and it's the exact same game, I really don't bother with getting the American or Western release of it. Same goes for Dreamcast things. Some overflow up here of some games. I don't know what these are. Oh, this is Virtua Fighter 3 and Shenmue. Down below we have more Dreamcast games, more Japanese releases, SEGAgaga, Room Mania, a lot of weird releases that I'm hoping to stream on 9/9. Let's see. American Dreamcast, Ooh La La, and a Wacky Packages Sonic Generations card. Down here we have Shenmue characters blocking our view of more Dreamcast games. This is filled with Saturn and Dreamcast disc only. I try to get complete releases, but back in the day I was not so smart, so I bought a lot of the Saturn fighting games as disc only. Here we have the extent of my Dreamcast PAL releases: Shenmue 2, Jet Set Radio, Headhunter. And down here we have more Dreamcast games blocked by pin sets from Sega. And we have some Castle of Illusion pins. I guess these are the perks of running contests. Because you get to keep something, but for the most part you're shipping things out. More Dreamcast and Indie Dreamcast. I do like how they kind of stick with the uniform design based on the Japanese releases. I mean, they're not Japanese for the most part, they're German, but it looks nice. It looks better than if they just went with some weird random CD case. And down below we have everyone's favorite Kinect. So again, I'm running out of space, so I've been kind of piling the Kinect releases up here. What's this? Sonic Free Riders. Original Xbox. Oop. And then down below, Xbox 360. And then blocking those is a big container filled with Sega stuff. We have the Lethal Enforcers Genesis release. Also have I don't know if it's rare, but it's definitely, you're not going to find this that much. It's a Sega Pico fishing controller, Donald Duck game. So you actually plug the game into the Pico, and then you plug the fishing controller into the game, because the Pico doesn't have a accessory port. So that's an interesting way to go about it. And then here we have my Master System, which I just recently got, despite it being one of the earliest Sega consoles released in the West. Unfortunately, I ran out of room, so it sits here atop the Pico, which is unfortunate because it's a really cool looking console. Speaking of the Pico, we have more Pico games. I'm not going to pull them all out, but it's about, I'd say, 14 of the 20 releases, as well as Sonic's Game World. I guess I'll pull that out, which is in a cool box here. I actually have the American version too. And yeah, up here we have my first Sega console. This is the original one, my Genesis, which has since been attacked by the 32X and the Sega CD, but I like the accessories. I don't care what other people say. There are a lot of great games for them, as evidenced, and as we'll get to. But yeah, this is great. This is actually an IKEA piece that is perfectly sized for a Genesis to sit atop of. Very nice. In fact, this is IKEA too, and it fits a Sega Pico just fine. This is the power plug, which allows you to do, I guess, lots of weird things. Unfortunately, if you have a controller plugged into this, while a game's booting up, sometimes, not all games, but some games react weirdly to it. It doesn't, like, destroy anything. It's just, like, you'll have trouble playing the game. Like, it'll start up as a two-player game, even though you're not intending to play as two players. Down below, we have my Master System games, which despite it being less than a month, I've gotten way too many of them. I have close to 20 now. This one's cool. Rambo, not the game itself, but the fact that this is one of the rare Blue Label releases of Rambo. These, I guess when Sega took over and they were releasing Master System in America and it wasn't Tonka anymore, they re-released some of their more popular games, but not that many were released, and the way you can tell them apart is the Blue Label and also the fact that behind the instruction manual here you can see, let me take it out, it shows up, 1990, Sega of America. So this, I got it for $13. God, I'll take care of that later. Got it for $13, and they sell for probably $100 to $150. So, at least that's according to the internet. So that was cool. Also have Zillion, Sonic, other games. If I go through every single one, it's going to take all day. R-Type. Again, speaking of the Blue Label games, this is another one, Outrun. This one, again, I got this for Blue Label. No manual, but it's probably still worth something. I got this for 13 bucks, but I could see people wanting to pay money for it. Unfortunately, it's not for sale. Then we have my NES games. This is a huge stack of them going down here, as well as some, I don't know what these things are, Zelda? I guess they're worth something. I don't know, they got all the manuals and everything inside and they're in great condition. Metroid 2, I've never heard of this franchise. I don't even know if it's a franchise, but I hear good things about it. These might be worth some money. I got an NES and most of these games for 20 bucks a few years ago. So, I don't know, maybe they're worth more than 20 bucks. Down below we have 32X titles, boxed, and we also have these cartridges back here. Let's see. This one I got new, shrink wrapped, and I opened it because I wanted to play it, and because keeping games in shrink wrap is lame. Then we got Metalhead, Chaotix. This is a good one. Zaxxon's Mother Base. And some of the Sega CD 32X titles. So, yep, all stacked in here. I've ran out of room again. Can only buy one more Master System game before no space. Down below here have the NES. I believe this is the one from the yard sale. It might be my uncle's. I forgot. I have two, but I don't know which one this is. Double Dare. And here's my Japanese Saturn. Usually this is out in the living room, but right now I am playing Panzer Dragoon Saga, which requires the American Saturn. So I have that hooked up. And this is just sitting back here waiting to go back into the living room where there's even more consoles. Got the Xbox, everyone needs a VCR, right? And my clear Dreamcast. This thing's pretty cool. Ooh. This was actually, it's not an official shell, but it's, you had to purchase these and they came with a guide on how to rip the guts out of your Dreamcast and put them in there. People ask for a lot of money for them, but they really shouldn't be worth that much because, you know, it's not an official limited edition thing. It's just a shell that was probably made in China, but still they look really cool. Here's my Wii. Don't really play it that much. And on top, we have Beat, Jet Set Radio Future action figure. I have another one of these in the package because you need to have two of everything if you're obsessive compulsive. Here is the Sonic 3 McDonald's display. I got this for, God, I want to say like 15 bucks plus 10 shipping. It was an insane price, and when I got it, I realized how big it was, and I didn't know if I could store it anywhere, but I got it here. It's hanging up by a few nails, not hammered into it, but just kind of propping it up, and I used a bit of plastic to keep it tight to the wall, otherwise it would sag. Up here we have the Angry Video Game Nerd plushes of Shit Pickle and the Nerd and an autographed game from when they were out here. I'm gonna go see the movie pretty soon too, so that'll be fun. Some wall graphic, Jet Set Radio Future. These are were licensed out to a place in Philly. They have since stopped selling them. I don't think that many people were buying them, which is a shame because they had an insane amount. It was probably like every single villain. They had some police dogs. They had like even things like the barricades, like the electric barricades from boss fights, just like really weird, just random objects from the game, as well as all the characters in several different poses. So I went by there and they said I can have one for free because I was writing an article about them for Sega Memories. So that's what I got. I got my favorite character, Bisou, Beast, Rith, Mew, whatever you call her. Up here we have a Robotnik painting from Milton Knight, who probably won't be making Robotnik paintings anymore. He kind of got a little grumpy. I don't think he likes Sonic fans anymore. And it's unfortunate because I like him, but he doesn't seem to like me. Oh well. Up here we have more figures. These are... I wish they'd make more of these. The first 4 figures, vinyl figures of Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. They were a great price. I mean, that's all I care about is price, really. No, quality too. I mean, they were probably 15 to 20 bucks. You compare that to those huge statues now that go for about $250. It's just, I'd rather have a bunch of these little guys than one huge statue that I'm dropping, you know, close to 300 bucks on. This is cool. This is from the Sonic Generations 20th anniversary release. That was in the Europe only. I ordered mine from Amazon Germany. Then these are the Jazzwares. This is probably the best thing they've made, is the classic Sonic figure. Not quite a foot tall. I think they said it was probably about 10 inches. And then the ring from the Sonic Generations box. Have a cell from Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. I have a few more of them, but they have since slipped in their frames, so I have to take them in to get fixed, which I haven't done for a while. So, Sonic shot glasses, so you can get drunk with your friends. Sonic and Tails, it's like waiting for you to drink. Sonic 4 Episode 2 iPhone case and a Sonic Boom coaster. Didn't have anywhere else to put those, so I figured why not. And then modern Sonic, giving the thumbs up. And I think they're also making a Sonic Boom version of this, but I probably won't get it because I don't have room. And this is the big dirty closet. This is where I keep all my crap. Got some posters on the door. Rise of the Planet of the Apes, Jurassic Park 3D, and then Home Alone 2 Hardy's poster, and then some cables. And yeah, this is pretty much a mess. It's a lot better than it used to be, but I'm kind of like piling boxes up here because I don't have room for them. I guess it's not that bad. I could just flatten them. The Wappy Dog box. And iCade, what's back here? VHS tapes, video games, light guns, my Game Gear, and I got about 20 games in there. That's a nice space saver. Got some magazines back here, the official Dreamcast magazine, Simpsons trading cards. These are all controllers for all consoles, and then some disc-only DVDs. This is Tintin books. I was trying to read them all before the second movie came out, and then the second movie never came out, so I kind of stopped buying the books, but I'll get back into those. Those are fun. Then more things. These are Sonic toys that I haven't put out. A marshmallow crossbow. Here's the boxes for my Dreamcast and Saturn. We got more stuff up there too. Sonic Monopoly. These are 2 unopened Saturn light guns. Well, one of them's open, the other one I haven't opened yet. And just more boxes. It's not that bad. I don't know. Maybe it is. Fantasy Star Online postcard. I also have a Seaman one, but I can't find it. Wish I could, which is cool. I had like a 50s housewife talking about it. Down here we have more things. There's my, I have another Saturn, Dreamcast. Down below are boxes for things like the Sonic 20th anniversary box, and some other things. These are all maracas. We have the official ones, and then 2 third-party ones in this bag. And then down below is a bag full of cables for about 20 different consoles. And let's see, should I open these? Do I dare? And then below some things that had my address on them that I'm not showing, we have a lot more Sega Tiger toys. I picked these up for, you can see, $4.79 each at a discount store. Got some of the Sega, the Hot Wheels cars. They have Get Set Radio, House of the Dead, stuff like that. And boxes for things that you've already seen. So, yeah, boxes. Lots of boxes. Boxes and boxes. Moving out to the living room, we have the Wii U. Gamepad, at least. You know, if you show people that at E3 when it was revealed, they probably think that was the console. I have the black Saturn with Panzer Dragoon. It's kind of hard to see the Panzer Dragoon disc in there. But you can see the Dreamcast. This is the Japanese model. Don't have anything inside that. PS2 Slim with Sakura Wars inside. I have the Wii U here. And then in this drawer is all Dreamcast accessories. We have the camera, controllers. This is a weird controller. I don't know who would want to use that. I mean, yeah, these things get, you know, people have complaints about the official one, but why the hell would you use this one? I mean, look at how bad these look. Buttons are awful. Fishing controller. I do like this, though. They have a 6-button. I guess these are the triggers. Fishing controller, keyboard. This is a cool pad for fighting games. Over here we have Saturn accessories, Wii accessories, a bunch of stuff. I think this is actually a walkthrough. A bunch of walkthroughs are in here for games like Rent-A-Hero. Might have Panzer Dragoon, the Japanese version in there. Got the Blu-ray player. Yes, I have a Blu-ray player. I don't watch games on a console, mainly because I don't have any Blu-ray playing consoles. But even if I did, I'm kind of a stickler about video quality. I like to watch movies with the cinema, that appropriate cinema settings. I don't like switching between game and, I don't know, I'm old-fashioned. I guess that's old-fashioned now, having a Blu-ray player. And the 360, and then we got some games up here. Like I said, I've been watching Every Video Game Nerd, Sonic, obviously, and then the best thing to end everything on, Daisy Fuentes Pilates. So, that's all my stuff. Thanks for sitting here and watching me point at things.